Hello everybody, welcome to another video. Now a bit of a delay, but we're actually something a little bit different today. We've come to Thame Show, so give a bit of a wander around, see a couple of bits and bobs, and get a little bit of filming, and sort of give you an update of sort of what we've been doing with the van, etc. Yeah, come and have a wander, let's see what we can find. So Thame Show is essentially everything to do with the countryside, all rolled into one show. A bit like the Town and Country Show used to be when I was a kid. I don't even know if that's still a thing. But yeah, it's really nice. Atmosphere is great around here, and thankfully, even though it's Easter weekend, it's bank holiday, the weather seems to be absolutely cracking for it. Really bright, but yeah, it's lovely. Load of people here, and like I say, the stores for almost everything. It's really quite a nice place. A little bit breezy, but yeah, nothing untoward. But there's various different shows and different sort of demonstrations going on. We've already been down to the falconry tent, and sort of Trey's got a picture with a big owl, which I was really impressed with. And so, just gonna have a bit of a wander around. I'll do some bits and bobs and sort of show you what we've got in the sort of general sort of show area. So if you are in the area and sort of over the Easter weekend, you can sort of pop in yourself. But yeah, go and carry on wandering, and we're actually here with Pip from Worm's Eye View, so I expect to appear in quite a few times in the video.
Hello.
Pip.
Hi.
Say hi, Pip. Hey.
We've brought them to a show.
Yes. Very new. Very good. Like I say, it's absolutely everything here. Just there, the hamster tent. Not something I would have expected at the country show, but yeah, cute as anything. Loads of them in there, and sort of quite nice to see a bit of diversity. I'll say you've got everything to do with country sports, and you've got sort of shooting dogs and stuff like that on display. You've got a dog show further over. The usual sort of food trucks and stuff like that. But yeah, it's quite varied and quite nice to see. I think we're going to head sort of round into sort of one of the arenas now, see if there's something going on there, and so hopefully we'll sort of catch a bit more video of it as well. So yeah, go and have a bit more of a wander. Like I said, there's loads of different things going on. So we've got some dog trials going on at the moment. But it's a problem for me because I'm hilariously allergic to dogs. So I've got to keep my distance quite well, because otherwise I start running, sneezing everywhere. Weird allergy, but it's one I've got. Yeah, so we'll try and get some shots of the dogs sort of doing this. The one that's running it at the moment, so he'd be more interested in just bouncing around. So not really the best example for him, but there you go. So the bits and bobs for everybody here, but it is very, very country based. It's the sort of place that, yeah, if you're into the countryside sports and stuff like that, it's ideal for you. But there's a lot of extra bits and bobs as well. I mean, we just have our sort of the food area now. Usual sort of food stalls that you get, always going to be expensive, but yeah, that's what it is for the shows. But yeah, there's very different clothing stalls and things like that around. But it's the sort of place that if you're not really into the countryside things, it wouldn't really appeal to you. But it's nice. A couple of sort of craft areas as well that we go visit. That's the sort of thing that really appeals to me more than anything, is the craft side of things. But yeah, definitely worthwhile a visit. But you've got to remember, it is a country show more than anything else. So one thing is happening right now, I hope you can hear me over the tannoy, we're just about to do some chainsaw carving, so I'm going to get a few shots of that, because I've seen what they've done, and the skill is absolutely incredible. They do some really, really fine work with it. So I'm just going to grab a few bits of video of them actually doing the carving while it's actually sort of happening.
Amazing carvings by these and how much they can achieve in just a 30-minute time slot. Absolutely one of their unique carvings here at Living Heritage. Right, later then we're going to start the bidding on the amazing house. Looking for 170 now. 160 we're at. Looking for 170.
So there we go, very brief thing about the show. Really impressed with the chainsaw, because I put a little sort of sequence together that you've just seen on that. Absolutely incredible. They gave them half hour to actually do the carvings. It was absolutely astonishing what they came out with, and they auctioned those off to actually sort of raise a bit of money as well. So brilliant to see, and it's the sort of thing you sort of stood there for half hour, you had no idea, you thought it was about 5 minutes. Really interesting to watch. But we're going to head back now to the van. I'll chat to you a little bit about a couple of bits I've had to do recently, and yeah, let you know what I've had to do with it. So back down at the van now, and I've been doing a few bits and bobs on it, and this is what happened a couple of weeks ago. I got it in the workshop, I was doing some bits and bobs, just general sort of cosmetic, and noticed that there was a little bit of rust on the sill. Give it a bit of a prod, and there's a massive hole came up, and I'll just pan you down now and show you where that actually was. And so that is the repaired section, and the hole went basically from the join point there all the way along. So quite a substantial hole, which I did need to weld a patch onto, and wasn't really planning on doing any welding because obviously you've got all the insulation there, but being careful with it and make sure there's plenty of airflow around it with an airline. Managed to get the patch welded on fine, and it's now been sort of skim filled and set, so that's now all sorted, so not too much of a problem at all. Yeah, so it turns out when it was still a builder's van, before we actually bought it, because we bought it with the ply line on there, when it was in use previously, in the bottom of there was a load of wet sand, hardcore rubble, a pencil, some blocks of wood that actually came out when I actually sort of cleared everything through. So yeah, that was actually rotting it from the inside out, which is why, like I say, it just looked like a little bit of cosmetic sort of bubbling, which I was just going to scrub back. And as soon as it got behind the underseal, it just went. But yeah, so that's now sorted. There was a small one on the other side, so that's all been treated as well and had a patch put on it. So yeah, glad I caught it in time because it could have been much worse. But it does mean that now we've got a little bit more life in it, and sort of they are really the only sort of corroded patches that we could find on it. But it's now all clean, all nice. So yeah, all good. But hopefully you enjoyed today. I'll say something completely different. We'd never been before, but we're down with Pip, and she said, "Oh, come down to the show while the weather's all right," which we've done. And yeah, it wasn't a bad day, but certainly the highlight has been that chainsaw carving. Absolutely brilliant. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it. If you have, please give us a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe down below. Like I said, I'll be doing some bits and bobs intermittently with the van show, doing a lot of stuff with my photography side of things at the minute, but sort of coming up with topics for the van channel is sort of taking a little bit of a back seat at the minute. But if there's anything you want to know, or any sort of topics you want us to cover, drop us a comment down below. It's always great to hear from you anyway. But yeah, for now we'll leave it there. So thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time. Take care.